I don't think I could be without this now. It's my new favourite. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Carmel, and in today's video I have some new makeup for you. So I've been testing some new makeup from MAC, from Dior, from Benefit, from L'Oreal. I've got some new Essence, and so if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, then please do keep on watching. So I've already prepped my face already with my usual serum and moisturiser. I don't have any new brow products today, and I usually do my eyes first. However, we're not going in with anything shimmery on the eyes, so I feel okay to go in with the complexion first. And also, I'm sorry if I sound a bit funny, I'm just getting over a bit of a sickness, and I also have a little bit of a peeling nose, which is delightful, so I'm sorry about that. So we will begin with some concealer, and I've been testing out this new concealer from MAC. This is the MAC Studio Fix 36 Hour Smooth Angles Concealer. This retails for about €27, and for that you get 7ml of product. So this concealer comes in 44 shades. It claims to be crease proof, lightweight, full coverage, and it smooths the appearance of skin with a natural matte finish. So it does claim to be transfer and waterproof, and does claim to give 36 hours of wear with instant hydration. It does claim to be a full coverage concealer, but I'm just going to tell you, it's definitely not. It's definitely not a full coverage concealer. Now, I picked up this concealer in the shade 14.5, which claims to be light beige with neutral golden undertones for light skin. With their previous concealer, their latest concealer launch, which was this one, the MAC Studio Radiance, I picked up the shade N17 in this, and it's just too warm for me and a little bit too deep. Now, I will swatch some of my usual concealer shades next to this new concealer and next to the Studio Radiance as well, so you can get a bit of an idea of which shade might be suitable for you. Just for your reference, with the MAC Studio Radiance concealer, I didn't like it. I just wasn't a fan. It just wouldn't work on my under eyes, and you can see that I have quite a lot going on with these under eyes. But there is one major thing to notice about this concealer, and I did talk about it in that video. So this concealer, it has a significant dry down, meaning that the colour does change. Now, I've had many discussions in my comment section about the difference between dry down and oxidizing. Now, I am not a chemist. I have never studied the chemical reaction of makeup to skin. From my understanding, when it comes to oxidizing, that is a process that can happen. It can happen straight away, but it can happen over the course of a few hours, where a product can turn slightly orange. This one tends to deepen rather than turn significantly orange. It does happen within a few minutes. So that's the shade NC 14.5. And now I'll just show it you when it's swatched immediately. So there's the difference. Freshly applied, and once it's dried down after a few minutes. I would say if you are going into store and you are swatching this, wait for it to dry down. It has a tiny little applicator. I will say that in comparison to this Studio Radiance, it feels really, really cheap. It does. I can't not acknowledge that. It does in comparison to that. So they have brought out some new colour correctors within this range as well, but I didn't want to get one of the colour correctors and test it at the same time, because then you wouldn't know whether it was the concealer that was working well or whether they only work well together. Now, I can apply this very, very liberally, and just telling you that straight off the bat, because I don't think it's full coverage at all. In fact, I would go as far to say that this concealer is a light to medium at most, at best. So I'm going to blend this out with my BK Beauty A506. So yeah, I am a little bit baffled as to why MAC have listed this as a full coverage concealer. And you'll see here that, you see how easy that is to blend. It literally just, it melts into the skin absolutely straight away. But it doesn't cover my prominent veins. It doesn't cover my dark circles. And that's fine. It's okay. I can still see my darkness through there. So it feels like the most lightweight concealer in the world, honestly. I don't think if you like full coverage concealers, you're not going to like this because it's not full coverage in my opinion. However, do you know what? Look at that. Did you see that? It's just like effortless. It is hydrating feeling. It's very serumy feeling. And I think that's an important point to note because I know not everybody likes a serum concealer. It's really nice and I've really enjoyed using it. I think if you have under eyes where you don't have a lot of darkness and you just want a little bit of light coverage, this is perfect for that. For me, it's a great everyday concealer where I'm not really bothered about concealing my darkness, to be honest, on a daily basis. I just want a little bit of coverage and this is fine for that. It doesn't look heavy or cakey. I think it would be pretty much impossible for this to be cakey. It's too serum-like. It's a natural finish and it's nice. I like it. It's not going to blow you away. But I'm wondering, is this designed really to be used with their colour corrector? That's what I'm suspecting. It's really nice. I like it. But it just doesn't give me the coverage that I fully desire to get rid of all of my problems. Right, let's move on to complexion now. And we are finally taking a look at this new Dior foundation. I say new, it's a reformulation. This is the Dior Forever Skin Glow. So Dior have reformulated their foundations. So there's a glowy foundation, which is this one. And there's also a matte foundation as well. Now, I have intentionally taken a lot of time to test this because I feel like I've been on quite a journey with it. Yeah, and I'm going to explain that to you today. So this foundation retails for €59 and for that you get 30ml of product. It claims to be a natural glow foundation with medium to high buildable coverage. It is formulated to resist heat and humidity, providing no retouch perfection for 24 hours. It's infused with a trio of skincare ingredients, including hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and peptides. And it also has an SPF of 25. And it's also worth noting that the sister foundation, the matte foundation, that also has an SPF, but it's a slightly lower SPF of 20. I picked this up in the shade 2.5N, and I picked this shade because I am that shade in the foundation stick. Now, I took years of a break of trying Dior foundation, so I'd never tried the original of this, so I can't tell you whether it's changed for the good or the bad, because I don't know. So I can only take this on face value. Now, I will insert some swatches of this foundation against my foundation stick and against some of my other foundation shades, just so that you can see how the shades are looking and to try and help you choose your shade. I'd say that this shade is a smidgy bit too dark for me right now, but come summertime, it'll be perfect. Can I just say, I really love the bottle. I think it's really, really nice. Really, really beautiful. I'm a fan. So I'm going to apply this with my BK Beauty A101 brush, and I'm literally going to dip into this swatch on my hand and apply it that way, because that's how I prefer to apply this. Just quickly in terms of my skin, if you are here for the first time. So as I said, I've got dry skin. I have problems like rosacea, which you can see on my cheeks. I also have hyperpigmentation, broken capillaries. When I first tried this foundation, honestly, I don't know. I was surprised that it wasn't more glowy looking than what I thought it would be. I thought it would be super duper glowy. Now, one thing I figured with this foundation is it definitely looks a lot glowier on camera. This is such a good foundation for being on camera, which is surprising because it has that SPF in. And I would have thought that it wouldn't be as good on camera, but oh my gosh, I'm surprised at how good this looks on camera. Honestly, it's crazy. When I first talked about this foundation, because I didn't review it, but I've mentioned that I was wearing it and I've mentioned a few of my first thoughts on it. A lot of those first thoughts are still true. So I do feel like it's quite a makeup-y foundation. So it's not a natural looking foundation at all. No one's going to look at you and think, wow, she's got no makeup on. They're not going to do that. They're going to look at you and go, okay, so she's got the makeup on today, okay? And I think I'm just not used to having a foundation that is quite so obvious on the skin. Not that it sits on top of the skin, just that, I don't know, it's just a little bit makeupy looking. Because of that, my initial impression was that I didn't really like it and I didn't think it was glowy enough. But actually, I've learned that this is it's different. It's just a different foundation. It kind of gives you that lit from within glow. And I've actually come to really, really enjoy it. Look at all that coverage. Look at that. It's definitely a medium to full, I would say, for real. That's this side. This side. And although it doesn't look heavy in the terms of it looks cakey, because it definitely doesn't look cakey, but I hope that you understand what I mean when I say makeupy. It just, yeah, you can just see that I've got a good bit of makeup on, that's all. I do think that this is extremely flattering on my dry skin. Although it might look visible, it feels very lightweight. It feels super comfortable. It has fragrance, but you knew that anyway. But I'm going to say that the fragrance is not overpowering. This one definitely dissipates. I don't find it overly overbearing at all. What I do really appreciate about this is the blurring that it gives. And it just looks really beautiful. It does. And it gives just a really nice amount of healthy luminosity. So I would say that the finish is naturally radiant. That's how I would describe it. But if you are expecting it to look like skin, then it's not going to. And I would say that the real strength of this foundation is how long it lasts. Once it dries down, it's there. It stays there. There's no budging it at all. Now, I did have a look at the ingredients in this foundation, and the second ingredient actually is alcohol. So it's quite high up there on the list. So that's something to keep in mind. I think if you have dry skin, and even if you had combo skin, I think you'd really love this. And I've actually heard great things about the matte version of this. Not a foundation I'm going to be using on a daily basis, but when I want to have really beautiful looking skin, and I don't mind looking like I've got a full face of makeup on, so I know already that I've got 2 weddings to go to in the summertime. I know that I'm going to be using this. My biggest piece of advice to you is to just apply a really light layer. If you build this up too much, it's going to get heavy really, really quickly. So less is definitely more with this foundation. So we're going to leave the complexion and jump to the eyes because, well, there is rhyme and reason behind this jump, because the product that we're going to use on the eyes, we're actually going to use a little bit on the face as well. And I'm really excited to share my thoughts on this one. So this is a new release from MAC, and this is the Multi-Sculpt Matte Liquid Eye and Face Colour. So, these are so good. Oh my gosh, these have been such a new favourite for me. And can I just say, before we move on, I spotted on Cult Beauty today, MAC. I know, right? And Cult Beauty have like literally 20% off all the time. That is really exciting to me. So this Multi-Sculpt, it retails for about €25. And for that, you get 4.5 ml of product. So it claims to be a 24-hour multi-use matte liquid colour designed to lift and define and add dimension across the eyes and the face. So there's a bunch of shades to choose from. I chose the shade Buffed Up, which is a mid-toned nudie pink, and I also picked up Cool Spice, which is a deep brown mauve. Now let me show you these. So there's Buffed Up, and in my opinion, well, I guess Buffed Up looks more neutral, but for me, Cool Spice doesn't look that cool. I mean, am I a bit mad? I don't know. It just looks really warm on my hand. And maybe there's something wrong with my eyes. That could be the case here. For me, Cool Spice isn't very cool. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. That's, yeah. Wouldn't be the first time. Oh, just before I continue, I haven't forgotten about my review of the Dior eyeshadow palette. This one, I haven't forgotten. I will be reviewing that, but I've decided to do it in a Dior video. So I got this, and I know some of you are waiting to hear my thoughts on it. I promise I'm going to get that review out soon. I'm planning on doing a full face of Dior, so I'm going to do it in that way, okay? So don't worry, I've not forgotten. I am a huge big fan of one and done eyeshadows, whether it be creams or liquids, and some of my favorites are these, the Armani eye tints. So I'll just include some comparison swatches against some other eyeshadows for you. It has to be noted that you actually get less in the eye tint, so you get 3.9 mil. And then there's the Makeup by Mario. I know these are really, really popular. And in here, you only get 2 mil. So you're actually getting quite a lot of product, 4.5 mil, for less. We're actually going to go in with the shade Buffed Up on the eyes today. And I haven't prepped my eyes at all because you don't need to. You won't believe how quick this blends out. So I have my old MAC 217 brush. Do they still make these? By the way, the packaging is beautiful. It's like the Studio Radiance. It's nice, beautiful. So again, this is the shade Buffed Up. So I'm just going to place it onto the lid, just spread it out, going into the crease and just above, because I've got deep set eyes, taking the brush and literally barely pressing. Now these can be sheer, you can build them up, but they do dry down like most liquid eyeshadows. They dry down fast. Look at that. I'm sorry. Literally anybody can use this. It's perfect. I would say if you're going to build it up, you need to do it straight away rather than waiting. So just go back in. Again, I mean, you don't even have to buff this out, but because I have those deep set eyes, I like to bring it above the crease a little bit. I mean, I'm not doing anything here. I'm just pretending to buff out. So on this eye, just taking it in, and you can flip it round just to get into the inner corner a bit. And you don't need to panic. It's not going to dry down immediately. It's going to give you time to work. There we go. And just back and forth, really, really light. I'm barely even pressing. I love these. You know, if you took away every single eyeshadow I ever had and just said that I had to wear this forever, I would be more than happy. And you can build it up a little bit more. So again, you can have these really sheer if you want, a sheer wash of colour. And they have a good amount of shades as well. So nice. You can also bring this just under your lash line. This is BK Beauty 210. Just gonna blend it out a bit. Now you can get deeper shades, which is what I want to do. I want to get a deeper shade where you can use it as a wing. And I will say that these do act like a bit of a base for an eyeshadow. Once these dry down, they are not going anywhere. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited over these. And look, it's nothing new or innovative, but these are fantastic. They're the easiest liquid eyeshadows I've ever worked with, ever. So I've seen that you can use these as a contour, as a bit of a bronzer, as a blush, depending on what shade you get. And it's going to give you, obviously, a matte finish. So just checking, this is Cool Spice. So I'm just going to line down here. And this is my BK Beauty 112 brush. And I'm just going to blend in an upwards motion. I don't usually use products massively multifunctionally. You know, I use it for the eyes and that's it. But this really is fantastic on the face as well, wherever you want to use it. And that's what MAC do really, really well. You know, creating products for makeup artists that they can use multifunctionally. I just love it. So this is Cool Spice again that I'm putting on. And again, you know, if you don't like glow in your products, this is perfect for that because it is that soft matte. Just fantastic, genuinely. Fantastic product. And I'm definitely getting more of them. These are going to be ideal for me to take away when I go away on holiday, on vacation. Just fantastic. Fantastic for mornings where I just don't want to think about my makeup. I want my makeup to do the work for me, and this is it. And MAC are now available at Sephora in the US, I see, which is so exciting for you guys. So really easy to get your hands on these now. So good. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. So we may as well finish off the eyes now, and we're going in with a new product from Essence, a new mascara. This is the What the Length Extreme Lengthening Mascara. Now, I know that people are waiting for a review of all the Essence products that I've been testing lately, and that will be coming soon, don't worry. I will have my Essence video out hopefully within the next week, so keep an eye out for that. This retails for €5 and it claims to be an extreme lengthening mascara. I have it in the shade black. It has an ultra slim elastoma brush which separates and extends every lash, ensuring a naturally elongated yet dramatic finish. First of all, I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to wipe this off. I always do this anyway, but it doesn't look like there's any product on the brush, but believe me, there is a lot of product on that brush. It's really deceptive. So what I like to do with this is I like to take it just on the tips of the lashes. Every time I use this, it shocks me because I get shocked at how much product is deposited onto the lashes, and I just don't expect it because it looks like there's nothing on the brush, honestly. So wipe it off, and I do find that this is a fairly wet formula, but the key is to get in right at the base. Look at that. I've never had a mascara drag my lashes like that before. So I like to get in right at the base. Oh, I've got it on my eyeshadow. I will say that sometimes I feel like this does flake on my bottom lashes, so I don't like wearing it there. But on the top lashes, I literally have no issues at all. I've never had a mascara like this before. It's like it stretches and elongates your lashes. And if you have really good lashes, I obviously do not, but if you do, you're going to get a really nice result with this. You're going to get really stretched out, lengthened lashes. And oh my gosh, they do not budge all day. Right, let me stop waffling. Let me just match up these eyes and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'd say that there is quite a quick dry down time with this, but once it dries down, these eyelashes are going nowhere, okay? They are staying lifted, lengthened, lovely, really, really nice. Now, it's not going to give you volume, so I wouldn't be expecting that. And if you don't wipe off the brush, just in my experience, you're probably going to get clumping. And I don't think that this mascara is going to be for everybody, but I like it. It's definitely been a grower for sure. So yes, definitely one of the best new Essence mascaras that I've tried in a long time. This is fantastic. Really, really good. We're moving on to blush now, and this product was not on my radar. And you're going to be surprised at this one. This is a new blush from Benefit, and this is called the Juice Stick Dewy Gel Blush. Now, do not turn off if you've heard the word dewy and you don't think that dewy blushes are for you, because I don't think that this is all that it's made out to be. Now, this blush retails for about €38, and for that you get 8 grams of product. So this claims to be a gel to cream blush that gives you instantly flattering, juicy shea colour in one swipe. It blends and builds for a dewy glow that's water resistant, sweat proof and humidity proof. Now, I picked up the shade Figge, which is a cool purple pink, and I was just instantly attracted to this. Now, the story behind me picking this up is I was in store and I was just having a little swatch of some blushes because I haven't bought many blushes recently, which is so weird for me. And they have brought out a matte liquid blush. And honestly, I was on the hunt for a new liquid blush because I'm kind of loving them at the minute. And I swatched this on my hand, walked away, forgot about it, and looked at my hand hours later, and it was still there. And no matter how much I rubbed my hand, it just did not come off. And if there's one question I get asked other than how to stop my concealer creasing, the other question I get asked the most is, how do I get my blush to last? Oh my goodness, this is the most long-lasting blush I've ever had. So I took a couple of days to think about it, and then I went back and I purchased it. And this is a must-see blush. Not a must-have, but a must-see, because I've never tried anything quite like it. Now, it comes with this little cap, which I know a lot of people might want to throw away, but I think that you need to keep that on to preserve the product. So the cap, make sure you put it on after you use it. Now, I have tried to swipe this onto my face and I didn't really like it. So I am going to pick it up with a brush. So I'm going to use my usual BK Beauty 109. I'm just going to tap into it. This, when you swatch it, if you do put it straight onto your cheek or your hand or wherever, the first thing you'll notice is how cooling it is. Oh, it feels so beautiful, honestly. Now, it goes on really sheer. Now, this says that it's a dewy blush. I don't know about that. I don't really get dewy from this, to be honest, at all. But I also don't get matte. It's just more natural on my skin. And I have never had a blush that is as budge proof as this. In my opinion, it's like a different formulation of the Benny Tint or any kind of blush tint that you might have come across. It's like a gel to cream formula of that. It's not tacky. Oh my gosh, there's nothing tacky about it. And if you look at it on my hand there, it's not dewy, is it? It's so weird. I can't figure this blush out, but I'm kind of mesmerized by it. And as I said to you before about the Dior Foundation, I know I'm going to use that in the summer, okay, when I'm going to these weddings, because I know it'll last. Guess what else I'll be using? This. This is perfect for people who cannot get their blush to last. And the only way they get their blush to last is by using a powder blush. And I don't like using powder blushes. I feel like a lot of them emphasize my wrinkles, my lines. This feels, I don't know what it feels like a gel to cream to powder. I can't explain it. I feel like the shade Figge looks really, really scary when you see it. But actually, especially if you have olive skin like me, I think you'll really appreciate it. It looks so beautiful. It's so pretty. The packaging, right? I don't really go for stuff that has like fun packaging like this. That's why a lot of NYX products don't appeal to me, and then I try them and then I love them. But this is kind of nice. I kind of like the fun nature of this. It's kind of cute. And can you see how I'm stained now? This is, what are you? I don't know what you are. I don't know what you are, but I love you. I love it. I really love it. I think if you can find a shade that you love in this, I don't think you'll regret purchasing it. I genuinely don't. New Holy Grail status, genuinely. Okay, we're going to move on to lips now. For those of you wondering whether I'm going to powder my under eyes, I'm not. I initially thought that I had to powder my under eyes with this concealer, but you can see like I've not touched my under eyes and they are not super luminous. It's just a really natural finish. So I am not going to touch my under eyes. This lasts super well without me setting my under eyes. I'm just going to bring a bit of powder down my T-zone and that's it, because I don't like powdering this foundation either. Now I have been using a new powder. Oh, and I've really fallen in love with it. Oh, God. It's the Dior Forever Nude Matte Filter Powder. Oh, man. Yeah, I really love it. So I picked this up in the shade 02 Light. And I didn't have any expectations really. I'd never tried a Dior powder before, but look at this packaging. I mean, come on, look at it. It's so luxe. Oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. So that's what 02 Light looks like. And it obviously has a lovely mirror. Oh, it's very luxe, but I'm so terrified of dropping it. Oh my goodness. This is a pricey one. It's €57. Yes, but it will last me forever. It'll last me years. It really will. I use barely any powder at all. This claims to have 24-hour wear like the foundation. It claims to give a radiant matte blurring finish with shine control. Now, I don't really need a lot of shine control. So I'm just going to take my BK Beauty N15 brush. And I am literally just going to put some powder here and here. I don't want to put it anywhere else. Honestly, I can't believe how filtering this powder is. It's ridiculous. It never looks powdery, never looks heavy. And, you know, coming from somebody who just doesn't use powder, I'm just not a fan. Oh gosh, I adore it. So just around the nose a bit. If you have dry skin, if you have fine lines and wrinkles, this is an amazing powder. I'm not going to lie to you. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I don't think that the powder gives a flat matte either. I think it's so accurate that it gives you that radiance to the skin, but still controls the shine. Bit of sorcery, actually. We're going in with L'Oreal on the lips today. Now, I've had this product for ages, but I've been on another journey with another product, and it's the L'Oreal Hyaluron Tint Lip Stain. I didn't start out with this shade, which is Worth It 601, which is what we're going to use today. Started out with the shade 485 Nude Espresso. Oh, this is not good. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. I do find this is a darker shade, and for me, it's just a bit patchy. However, I thought to myself, it can't be that bad. Let me try a different shade. So I went and I got Worth It, which is generally my favourite L'Oreal shade, and it's so much better. It really is. So this retails for about €15, which is fairly pricey. I would not pay that for it again. No, I'm not the biggest fan of this, I'm going to be honest. However, we're going to get rid of Nude Espresso because I will never use that again. I don't like it. I'm going to pop it on before I put some lip liner on and then wipe it off for you. Now, this claims 12 hours of lightweight, vibrant colour. I'm going to disagree with that. This does not last on my lips at all. So that's the shade Worth It. Now, these, I would say these do need to be paired with a lip liner. So obviously I am going to pair it with a lip liner. I have bits of discoloration on my lips, and a lot of that is from I bite my lips. I do, especially when I'm anxious, which I have been a lot lately. I bite my lips and I tend to find that it clings on to discoloration on my lips and different patches on my lips, and I'm not a big fan. When I pair this with a lip liner, I like it more. Now, I don't find it with the other shade, but with this shade, there's a little bit of tingling, a little bit on my lips. Not tingling, but just a little bit of I think it's just a dry down feeling. Can you see that it just looks a bit patchy? So I have to wear a lip liner with it. Now, let me wipe this off. It leaves a little bit of a stain, but it doesn't last. I can guarantee you it does not last on the lips. So let me just move on to the other product I wanted to talk about, which is the L'Oreal Blurfiller Blurring Lip Contour. This is my absolute new favorite. I think this is amazing. So it's just like a lip liner, but it's very, very reminiscent of the Rhode lip contour. I'd say the packaging and everything is just a little bit bigger. This is a very blurring lip liner, so you can use it as a lip liner, but you can use it all over the lips as well. So this retails for about €12, and it's worth it. Honestly, it really is. So it has a rounded dome tip and it has a creamy texture, which helps to blur the look of fine lines. It's a twist up applicator, so you don't need to be sharpening anything. In the Rhode, I have the shade Twist, and in the L'Oreal, I've got the shade Nude Espresso. So there's the shade Twist in Rhode, and there's Nude Espresso. Nude Espresso, I'd say, is just a touch warmer, but it's really, like, I really like this. I actually like it more than the Road. So let me pop this on and then we'll pop a little bit more of the tint on over the top. Yeah, so it just beautifully contours the lips. This has been one of my absolute favorites recently. I absolutely love this product. Everything about it. So it's creamy, but not too creamy. It is long lasting, but it's not completely budge proof. But I love how it's blurring and comfortable and so easy to apply. And it's great to pair with like this lip tint from L'Oreal. I'd say if I was to recommend either of these, I would say go for the lip contour, the Blurfiller. I'm going to pop a little bit of this over the top. This does have quite a strong fragrance as well. I don't know what it is, but I don't really like it. But you see, when I put the tint on, it kind of becomes a little bit patchy. Yeah, Catrice brought out a lip tint recently, and that is much better, in my opinion, and a lot cheaper. Oh my gosh, today was amazing. I can honestly say that I found some brand new holy grails within this bunch of makeup. So let's just quickly recap. I think the MAC multi-sticks stand out to me as being just incredibly top tier, and I don't think that they are excessively priced. I think they will make life so much easier for me. At the same time, I've really grown to love the Dior Foundation. I can see how many benefits it has. It does have a purpose in my routine. Is it going to be my new everyday foundation? No. But am I going to use it when I need my makeup to last and I need my skin to look good? Absolutely. What is going on with that Benefit blush? Seriously. It doesn't move. It doesn't go anywhere. It looks absolutely beautiful. It's so good. It's so absolutely brilliant. And if you cannot get your blush to last, that is the answer, my friends. It's right there. This L'Oreal lip liner, I don't think I could be without this now. It's my new favorite. I'm going to buy more. I'm going to buy backups. This is a phenomenal product, a blurring lip product. Oh, it's gorgeous. And the shade is everything. Nude Espresso, everything. The Dior powder, I'll talk about that a bit more when I do my full face of Dior, but this is the most top tier powder I've ever put on my face. I'm not joking. I know it's so expensive, but oh my gosh, it's worth it. I also love the concealer. I find it to be fairly self-setting, if I'm completely honest with you, and it lasts really well, but I just don't think it's going to be enough coverage for some people, but it's definitely worth checking out. And I feel like I want to check out the color correctors now because I'm intrigued. And the Essence mascara, this was a real surprise to me. I can't believe how much lift and length it gives my lashes. What is happening? The only thing I'm not going to recommend is the L'Oreal lip tint. No, it's not the best. It's not the best now. It's okay. But there's better out there for cheaper. Today was a good day, my friends. It really, really was. And I needed that. I needed some good makeup to lift my spirits. So let me know, have you tried any of these products? Do any of them catch your eye? Do they catch your attention? Do you plan on picking any up? Let me know everything down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I so appreciate you being here with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, take care. Bye for now.